Hi, Greg. Good to see you today. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I thought we'd talk a little bit about the topic of AutoML platforms. One thing I like to kind of broaden is, I guess, the definition or the way I think about these kind of platforms is it's sort of a silo to just think of a AutoML platform as just predictions, just algorithms, just trying a whole lot of settings and options, and then automating that process. I think any problem that a data scientist or a non-data scientist is solving in this realm really has to, in my mind, take the full life cycle of data and the problem into mind and into perspective. So no problem ever starts with a ready to go, clean and perfect data set. And there's got to be that data pre-processing component of it. There's always an insight component, and sometimes there's only an insight component, right? AutoML assumes that there's a need for an end goal of a final behavioral prediction. Sometimes there's only insight. Behavioral or the AutoML and the prediction component, certainly a key. And then I always like to also throw in sort of the optimization side of things, right? So a prediction in and of itself doesn't always tell the story, doesn't always lead to the right decision or even a feasible decision that an organization can make. So I like to also, and us as an organization, always overlay that with marketing optimization or some other form of optimization to lead to the final, best decision the organization can make for that situation. So anyway, that's my perspective. I don't know if you think of it, similar or different, and maybe you also have a perspective on how agencies kind of think about this.
Yeah, I do. And my background being from the marketing agency side and the consulting side, trying to solve these problems for clients. I go back all the way to when I was a kid watching the cartoons of how a bill becomes a law, the whole journey the bill goes through. Right. And I think of that for these AutoML platforms. We're taking data and a predictive model from where it starts in raw data land and probably in a source that we can't even get access to, all the way through to in production where it makes a decision for a consumer and changes the game for a consumer. And it's a smarter, more relevant ad, or maybe it's a credit decision, or maybe it's a healthcare decision. But right at the end, where it's actually in use and something's changing in the market. But that whole journey, I can just see the cartoon of how a model becomes an action, right? And it starts with that raw data. But so many of the platforms that are out there really only do a part of the problem. And as you said, even way toward the end, once you've got a prediction, a lot of times there's optimization that needs to take place, and there's additional decisions before you can pick the right prediction or select the right model for that situation. And I think for me, just the idea that when we're a student doing this or we're first building it, it's that problem of the data to the model to the action in that context. But what an AutoML platform does for me is it raises you up into managing hundreds of models and hundreds of things going on, or even thousands simultaneously, and even detecting when a model needs to be improved or upgraded, or it's begun to fade in its performance, and offering a trigger to get an analyst or get somebody to relook at it and rebuild it, and just managing that environment in a way that's coherent.